So to make it a long story short, this happened to one of my classmates named named Jamie. Now, Jamie at the time was a nerd and he really enjoyed anything technology related. He was very smart and was always up to date on homework and stuff. He never slacked off, never skipped any classes, and he'd always do what he loved doing online. However, there was this one time that happened to him while he was in school. Now, to make it a long story short, he basically was on a computer that happened to be an older one. It appeared that he got it used for a decent price as his parents were struggling with money at the time and they couldn't really afford a new stuff right now. So, at the time of this story, this is when his dad just got the new job and they were going to do more, making more money. Now, Jamie was on his computer one night and he basically was just doing his schoolwork. While doing his schoolwork, he decided to take a break and decided to go play on Minecraft. As he was gaming on Minecraft, he ends up getting what appeared to be a link by someone. Now, it wasn't anyone from the Minecraft server he was in. He just happened to be a random person. The link had said, click on this. Obviously, at first, Jamie hesitated. He wasn't so sure if this was a safe link or not. So he clicked on it anyway. And then his computer started acting up. Everything started to slow down, and obviously, this really frustrated him. He decided to do a scan cleanup, which of course he did that, and the computer had showed that there was a virus on his computer. He tried factory resetting to get rid of the virus, but that didn't do anything as the computer was still slow. Now he ended up having to take it to the computer shop where they had wiped his hard drive and wiped out the virus. However, he wasn't so sure as to who that person was that sent the link, but of course it was definitely a link that you should never click on. Never click on anything links that could pretty much potentially wreck your computer. You don't even know who's behind the screen regarding it. One of my friends used to own a laptop, and it was happened to be an Acer laptop. This took place sometime in 2021 when the global pandemic restrictions started being lifted. My friend at the time, I'm going to call him by the name Chad, was pretty much one of those people in college. At the time, Chad was pretty much on his computer doing schoolwork. However, he wanted to play a game or something, so he started playing games on Steam. Now, fast forward about maybe a week later, he goes on his computer and eventually he finds out that there was definitely an strange email. At first, he wasn't so sure as to what this email really was, so he ends up opening the mail to look and see if there was definitely something there, and it turns out to be a download link of some sort. He ends up downloading, clicking on the link, which it took a while to load, which kind of puzzled him at first. So he ends up try to do what he can just to get everything ready. However, that wasn't the worst part. However, after waiting a half an hour, the site would not load up. This Chad ended up deleting the email and cutting off the browser and continued to do what he was doing. The next day, he woke up and he realized that his computer was moving slower than usual. Slower to start up, load programs, and even the mouse would freeze for a few seconds. He was kind of confused as that, so he did pretty much a desk cleanup. Hopefully that might get rid of any malwares and etc. It was really odd seeing that there was nothing going on, but however, his computer moving slow. Even after factory resetting and disk cleanup didn't work, he tried restarting it a few times, hoping the computer would work. But unfortunately, that never worked. It was still slow as a snail, and this honestly got Chad aggravated as he needed that laptop for school. And of course, this had Chad going onto his friend's computer where he would pretty much do his homework. However, he goes back on his computer the next day and realized that pop-ups keep appearing over and over again. They were kept saying error, and that's when Chad ends up deciding to take the computer to the computer shop. So he does that, and the guy ended up wiping everything down, pretty much cleared everything, and got rid of the virus by installing a new hard drive. As it turns out, the link he had clicked on was one of those links that pretty much gives anyone a virus, causes the computer to slow down. Now Chad is now more wary of what would have happened if he continued to download links. He could have resulted in his computer crashing, or worse. He's now more careful when it comes to these kind of things and knows not to click on anything suspicious. Nothing like that has ever happened since, and he still gets concerned whenever a pop-up comes up, thinking that the same thing is going to happen to him again. It never happened for a while. Fast forward to maybe around 2024, he was with his girlfriend when his girlfriend ends up having the same problem. It turns out that she clicked on a link that was a scam, and apparently her computer ended up being slower, and of course her computer crashed the next day, and that's when she ends up taking the computer to the computer shop where they couldn't fix it, so his girlfriend had to get a new one. Now, this was definitely something that Chad ended up learning his lesson, is to always be careful of links and stuff. You never know what can give you a computer virus. This happened to a teacher who happened to be a gamer. Now, this took place about maybe be 7 years ago. My teacher at the time of this story, I am going to call him Phil. Phil was a really nice teacher and was a very laid back teacher at that. He'd always reward his students with fun things to do, just to make the classroom more fun and less boring. Now, Phil was pretty much a gamer at home since he had two kids and they basically loved gaming. His son was about 13 and his daughter was around 17 years old. So at the time, Phil was doing really well at his job, at a peak at that. So it wasn't until one day after school when he decided to game on his laptop that he got for school. However, there was this one game that he absolutely wanted, but he didn't want to pay the full price. To make it a long story short, he ends up deciding to get the game on an unknown site that he had never heard of. It was a random site that you could use to download games. He basically downloaded the game he wanted and tried to open it, but however, the game wouldn't load. It kept saying error over and over. Now this was when he tried to restart his laptop, but that didn't really do much either. Basically what happened was that this unknown virus had capable of popping up lots of pop-ups. Now Phil tried to delete the pop-ups as best he can, but only they would keep appearing at random times. It obviously really kind of freaked him out a bit as he tried his best to try to delete the pop-ups every time it came back on. No matter what he tried to do, it just wouldn't work. He tried his best to see if he could try to fix have the opportunity to fix what happened, and that's what he did. However, it kept going on. More pop-ups keep appearing, and he couldn't do anything but just watch and and not sure as to what he could do. Now, of course, he told his boss what happened, and his boss suggested that he takes the computer to a computer shop to get it fixed. Now, that's when he decided that he would do that. So he took the computer to the computer shop, and they found out that his computer for school had a lot of malware and viruses. As it turns out, when he downloaded a game that he wanted for free on an unknown site, that's how the virus got to him, because it wasn't certified, and it definitely wasn't from any known brand of video games. Now Phil had learned a valuable lesson, is to never download any games from unknown sites. You do not know what kind of viruses that they can give you if you download them from an unknown site. Now, Phil's never had this issue again, as he's now more careful on what to do. And of course, when it comes to games that he wants, he'll buy them full price, not you download them from online, because he doesn't ever want to risk a computer virus like that ever happening again.